What's he up to now? World's fastest bumper car update. Yes, I am really making a little fly screen for it. Just for shits and giggles, honestly, because I don't think it'll have much effect. I just thought it'd look cute, and whether I'm allowed to run with it or not as an aerodynamic device is probably dubious. Anyway, welcome back to the February review of what we've been up to on the bumper car. Still messing around with air ducting. I won't bore you with the details. All this is kind of freehand from and will be modified as we go on, and I'll show you the finished result if there is one. So apart from messing around, have we actually got anything constructive done? Anyway, in the interest of lunacy, look what turned up today. Yeah, some fairly fancy boat hinges for our stupid screen. Let's fit them. And using my friend Chuck's technique, I'm going to be drilling one hole first, screwing the item into that hole, and then drilling the other three, because that way the other three will be in exactly the right place. Well, it may be a little bit tall, might need a little bit of trimming and a little bit of, yeah. Trouble is they're marine hinges, which is a good thing because they're strong, but they probably only function up to like, what, 40 miles an hour? Yeah, because I didn't specify Formula 1 powerboat. Some modifications in general, but you get the idea. I know, I should be getting on with more important things. Well, I am, actually. Well, at least Adam is. Adam is fabricating the engine mounts from 1/8 thick steel, which should be enough to hold the weight. My buddy Kirk recommended 3/32 seconds, but I think that's splitting hairs, don't you? So, what else can we get on with while we're waiting for engine mounts? That's going to be exciting. I can tell you, actually, we can start looking at the back and a shelf of some description to mount things like fuel tanks and batteries and sandwiches. Probably going to make it out of something sturdier than polystyrene. Probably going to be using some of this. Yes, recycling the steel from our whiteboard. Because it's quite sturdy enough to mount a fuel tank and stuff on. Sadly, it's just a tad too wide, which is a shame because it has these built in. So I'm debating like cutting and shutting it somewhere in the middle. I have a cunning plan. Stay with me. Yes, basically cutting an overlap flap here, that both sides will then marry up, and we can bolt them together at least to start with, and we'll probably end up welding them, obviously. Ah, yes, I remember now. These fleeces melt. You get the idea. Something like that. Well, it's nearly straight. No sooner done than I realised the error of my ways. Yes. Why was I trying to fix something to the bodywork? We need to fix everything to the chassis. Never fear, those uprights will come in handy to support the crossbeam and potentially the back seat. I mean, the seat back. You know what I mean. Honestly, it doesn't have to be fixed. No need for nuts and bolts where you don't need them. Just need to make sure that those uprights are behind where it needs to sit. I reckon that's about 14 inches myself. More cutting required. Just so happens at 14 inches there's a neatly adequate hole right there. How sweet is that? Damn, no, I guess it was 13 inches required. Unlucky for some. Couldn't even be bothered to measure that. Did that last cut by eye, and of course it's bloody perfect. Yeah, we might need to shave a little bit more off if we need them to go further back, but then I had a better idea. Because all we got to do is clear the rear wheels, the height of the rear wheels, and then put a shelf all the way across the back there, or however much we need to sit everything on, like fuel tanks and batteries, etc. Doing our bit for recycling and the environment. First up, how to fit those to the chassis rails. As always, I have a variety pack of ridiculously long M6 bolts, because it's often cheaper to buy a variety pack than it is to just buy what you need. So we should be employing our trusty rivet nut application tool. as per the radiator mount at the front, I've only drilled one hole at the moment into the actual chassis because we don't want to drill too many that are in the wrong place. And whatever we muck about with in terms of a shelf here, we'll kind of hold it all in place and in line until such point that we feel we need to button it down some more, i.e. when we're approaching 200 gigawatts an hour. So yeah, that's the kind of idea. Of course we've got a Banshee battery, what else would we have? So until I investigate what other lengths of this office furniture I have available to me at the office, that's about it for now. And thanks to these newfangled batteries, these gel jobs, they can lay down or stand up, whatever suits best. But wait, we have these measurements. So it's an 11-inch wheel, which hopefully means it's 5.5 inches between the centre and the outside. We've got a 2-inch chassis, maybe 1.5-inch mount for the wheel itself, plus another couple of inches for our new mount, equals 5.5 inches. How about that? So we have successfully located the fuel tank and the battery. We're going to use something slightly more sturdy than an Amazon Prime box. Obviously, that might leak, I'm not so sure. The other good thing about this somewhat cheap, nasty desk material is that if you flip it, it's got this kind of collar here, frame. So 2 reasons that's a good thing. Firstly, just a little bit of padding wedges your average motorcycle battery into place. See, I can hardly shift it. It makes it a lot easier to mount to this stuff because it's already got holes drilled in it, right? So all we have to do is put one of our favourite little rivet nuts into our secondary chassis, and bingo! Robert's your father's brother. Well, how perfect is that? Yes, 27 inches, lovely. So that all kind of fits and works, that's good. I was kind of hoping that we could get some of these entrails to sit in there too, including the ECU. This goes to the ECU. But this is only about 14 inches off the back of the motor, which I think is going to be about there, yeah, amazingly. So it's not going to reach, not quite, anyway. It's close. It's possible. We do have a little void under the seat. Yeah, that could work. The more I look at this, and this, and of course this, the more I wonder if it's all going to fit. I think the main issue is going to be the exhaust system, if at all. I was hoping not to have to create completely custom exhaust, because that's kind of difficult. But until we get these engine mounts in and actually get it sat on those chassis rails, we're not really going to know. And I'm expecting those to come in fairly soon, so that will be in the next update. Yes, we'll be lowering this baby into position. And that's if it fits. So thanks as always for tuning in and keeping up to date with the latest progress. If you haven't already, please subscribe down here somewhere. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.